Y'all, this was not planned. This was not planned. I'm actually eating right now. But I felt like I wanted to come on here and I wanted to make this video. I hope y'all can hear me. I wanted to come on here and I wanted to make this video because I just be thinking. I'm telling you, it's like I be in my head. It's like days gone and I be in my head sometimes. But I be thinking about my past because it's a lot of stuff that I didn't know about my upbringing, about my family, about the people around me. It's a lot of stuff that went over my head. I'm 25 years old. I live by myself. I don't talk to none of my family members. And the reason why I don't talk to none of my family members, I be saying I went no contact with them. They went no contact with me first, my parents. My dad, back in like 2019, I think, he kicked everybody out. He kicked my brother out first, then he came to kick me out, and then he made my mama leave as well. That was the last time I saw my dad, I think, in that year. And then he sent us a message. So after my dad told everybody to leave. Now, if y'all don't know the story behind that, because you probably like, well, why he made y'all leave? To this day, I still don't know why he made me leave. Allegedly, he made my brother leave because he finished his soda bottle and he had it in his room and we wasn't allowed to eat or drink in our rooms. So I just remember what I heard was my dad pointed it out in my brother's room. And then when he said that, I'm pretty sure that's when he was like, you know what, just get out. But I thought he was playing. I didn't think he would really try to kick my brother out over no soda bottle or like my dad. I literally would see this, like my dad literally, like I had to sit back in moments of my childhood and watch my own brother get bullied by my dad. Has anybody ever been raised like that? Has anyone ever had to experience something like that? Living in a household and your sibling or siblings are being bullied by the adults in the house. I kind of picked up that my dad did not like my brother. Now, my brother loved my dad, but as time went on and my dad kept poking with my brother and picking with him, I could tell that my brother started to grow very distant from my father. But I can't remember a time where I ever seen my brother, like during our childhood, disrespect my dad, buck up on my dad. If anything, my brother would try to protect himself, and my dad would use my brother trying to protect himself as like being disrespectful or, oh, you want to fight me? Like, imagine that. Like, my dad would literally bait my brother. Like, he would rage bait my brother. I remember they used to make us clean up their house. So the same house that we had got kicked out of and we ain't had no ownership of, and that was my dad's house only. They both, my mom and my dad, used to make us clean up their house. And so I remember this one time specifically. My dad, he was checking my brother's, my brother had just cleaned the bathroom. My dad was doing a walkthrough to make sure that my brother cleaned it good enough. And I remember, like, I don't know what the conversation was. My dad was saying something to my brother, but my dad was being so aggressive. And this was a constant thing of my dad. This why me and my brother, I can't speak for my brother, but me, I ain't too much fool with my dad. Like, if you saw me and, like, my dad interact, it was always distance between us because my dad was emotionally unavailable. And my dad was very aggressive. And I think this came from him being in the military. But it's like he almost treated us like we was his soldiers at some points. Even getting us up in the morning. It was times my dad got us up in the morning and he was drunk. Like, sir, how you wake up in the morning and get drunk? Not just drink, but get drunk. Like, that's how my dad was going through a lot. And he was trying to suppress it with alcohol. My dad used to get us up in the morning and bring us in his room and make us dance. Like, he'd be like, y'all dance, y'all dance. And I mean, I guess that's cool. It sounds like a bonding moment, but it's more of a bonding moment if we were to pass by my dad's room, hear the music, and then come in and start dancing at our own will. But for my dad to get us up out of bed, y'all come in the room and dance. We in there dancing like some monkeys. Cause it's like, yeah, like we scared of my dad. Like we used to be scared of my dad. Like he just was crazy. And then he would be drunk all the time. And it's like if you done been raised with a parent that drinks all the time, you know that when they be saying blame it on the alcohol be making them do like weird things, or it make them act out weird. Like I can't explain, or it make them want to fight. Like I know my dad, he used to get drunk and he used to want to fight, or he used to just beat us. Like he used to beat us with the belt if my mama would be at work. Cause like I told y'all, my mama knew my dad had a drinking issue. And instead of she go try to talk to my dad, and maybe she did, my mama went and picked up a second job so she didn't have to deal with my dad. By the time she got off work from her second job, he would be in the bed asleep, so she didn't have to deal with him. But she left us as her children, the kids that she chose to have. She would leave us with our dad, knowing that my dad was a drunk. She didn't even want to have to deal with my dad, but she would leave me and my brother at home with my dad, while she go picked up a second job just so she ain't had to deal with it. But anyway, y'all. So it was one time like my dad, he was checking my brother. Like, look, one time my brother cleaned the bathroom, my dad came in to check it. And I don't know what it was. I think he had made my brother re-clean the bathroom, because this was another thing. One thing about narcissistic parents, they will make you clean their house up. Narcissistic people love making other people clean. I don't know if this is like a control tactic, because you know narcissistic people are obsessed with controlling other people, and it's because they cannot control themselves. But they would make us clean, and not only would they make us clean, if sometimes, like I guess if they just felt like it, because it would not be like this all the time. I don't know if maybe they was going through something in their marriage and they were trying to use us to suppress whatever they were going through. Like, but this one time specifically, my brother cleaned the bathroom, and my dad was saying something. I guess he was saying that my brother didn't clean something properly. That probably was his second or third time having to go back in that bathroom and clean it again after he already cleaned it. And it's because like my parents, like this is healing me so good right now. Because these is memories that I never talked about. These is memories that I suppressed. They would make us do these things called common areas, and if we didn't get it right, they'll make us go back and clean it again. Now, this experience that my brother had with my dad, I had a similar experience, but I'm going to say what happened with my brother first, and what genuinely had kind of like, it shocked me and it made me feel really bad. So we was cleaning the bathroom. Well, my brother cleaned the bathroom, and I just remember my dad going in there checking it. And then before I knew it, I started hearing yelling. My dad had jacked my brother up. Now, at this time, my brother probably was only like 11, 12. I don't even remember. My brother was young, and my brother was skinny. Like, at one point during my upbringing, I remember my brother, I was actually taller than him at one point. And so I was like more solid than him, because, you know, he was a boy, I was a girl. So our bodies mature differently at different times. This was back when my brother was like more so small and skinny and kind of like not frail, but he just was skinnier and he was shorter. And I remember like when I heard the commotion, I ran to see what was going on in the bathroom. I just remember my dad punching my brother. My brother had fell into the tub, and my dad was punching my brother. And my mama was yelling, she was screaming, she was telling my dad, she was like, Craig, you can't hit that boy like that. Y'all, that's literally, those words echo in my mind, bro. I still remember verbatim what my mama said, bro. I never forget those words left her mouth, telling my dad that you can't hit him like that. You gotta go get a belt or something. You can't hit him with your bare hand. And I'll never forget how that made me feel, bro. Because one thing about my brother when we was kids, things is different now. I don't talk to my brother no more. It's no bad blood, but if you know the story between me and my brother, all I'm gonna say is he chose a side, and that's where he gonna stand at. That's all I'm gonna say on that. But I vividly remember I looked up to my brother. I ain't had nothing bad to say about my brother. I ain't gonna lie. The only thing negative that I may have to say about my brother is how he had agreed with my mother to put me out. But when I was living with them, my mama had left my dad, or my dad kicked everybody out. My mama got her own apartment. And my mom and my brother would have like these conversations. My brother would go in my mama room and they'll sit and they'll talk like how my mama used to do with my daddy. And I remember like my brother told me, he told me this out his own mouth. My mom ain't even tell me this. He told me that our mom brought that up to him and he did not disagree because me and my mom's relationship wasn't the best. So he agreed to her putting me out or whatever. That's the only thing negative I have to say about my brother. Before that, me and my brother never really, we would get into it. We had little arguments, like, but it would be like, the way I saw it was like regular brother-sister stuff. Obviously, y'all brother and sister, y'all not gonna get along 24/7. But if I had to say, I can't think of no time where my brother has ever done anything to me to where I was like, that is unforgivable. We can't move back from that. Why would you do that? Like the way I remember my brother growing up, he was a protector. Even in certain instances, he was a provider. My brother provided a certain level of emotional stability within the environment at times. My brother very mature. I could say that my brother was a lot of things that my dad wasn't. And I'm pretty sure that's what provoked my dad in certain ways to try to bully my brother into, because one thing, when I say bullying, y'all, this is like high school bully type mentality type stuff. Like this is the type of stuff I used to see like my dad would do. And he would do this to me sometimes too, but he would mostly do it to my brother. My dad used to come up behind us and like push us in our head. Like, you know how somebody thump you in your head? Like he used to come and poke us in our head. Like when I was a kid, I thought, oh, that's just how my dad played. Now that I'm an adult, my dad used to do that because it's like antagonizing. Like he wasn't doing it out of love. He was doing that out of like trying to bully. Like I think my dad grew up being bullied. I think he grew up being picked on probably by his whole family, his brothers and sisters. And that was something he never healed from. So when he started his own family, he would bully my brother. He would like bully me sometimes, but I'm telling you, it was my brother. Like I'm not even finna sit up here and try to downplay what my brother went through. My dad bullied my brother, and I think it was because my brother was a boy. And then one day he was gonna turn into a man. And I think he saw things about my brother that my dad did not have. My brother actually inspired my father. He inspired my dad in different ways. And I know that my brother inspired my dad in different ways because my dad will always accuse my brother of copying him or trying to steal his sauce. Like, I kid you not, I remember this. We probably was going to Bessemer City Middle School. And I remember, like, my dad, he would be so freaking loud. And I'm so glad he'd be loud because I just kept all this in the memory in the back of my head. So I love that I could talk about it now. Growing up, I constantly would hear my dad tell my brother, oh, you stealing my stuff. I be seeing you in your room practicing my dance moves. I be seeing you, yeah, you biting. Yeah, because you trying to be like me. Sir, that's your kid. You know what was really sad? My brother, it probably was times my brother really wanting to go in there with my dad and ask him, like, that, how you do this? Like, how you do that dance move? Or can you show me how to do this? My brother, it probably was times my brother wanting to go and ask my dad, but we were so scared of our parents, bro. We were so afraid of them because ever since a young age, we like was able to pick up on like their emotional imbalance, their emotional instability. Yeah, they was able to keep a roof over our head where our dad was. Yeah, you know, we had clothes and shoes on our feet and food to eat, but we could tell it was stuff that was definitely off about our parents. And that was something that they never wanted to be exposed. And I think that's why they would pick on me and my brother the way they did, because they never wanted us to have the confidence to, I guess, one day tell our story. But I'm going to tell my story. I don't know about my brother. I don't know about you, cuz, but I would tell my story, because they had, I ain't going to lie, my mama and my dad had me effed up. They did. I ain't gonna lie. But it's like, yeah, so he would constantly accuse my brother of trying to be like him, trying to copy him. Whole time, my dad wanted to be like my brother. When somebody keeps saying something and trying to accuse the other person of doing it, and in this case, if my brother was more older, then I guess it would have stuck better, because he would have been older. But the fact that my brother was so young, it actually came off as like obnoxious for my dad to brag about, like, yeah, you trying to be like me, you trying to copy me, da, da, da. Like, it's like, bruh, if this is a young boy and you're his dad, there's nothing weird or abnormal about if he's trying to learn your dance moves or if he's trying to do anything like you. If anything, you should question yourself why he doesn't feel comfortable enough to come in the room and ask you to teach him certain stuff. That's the real tea. That went right over my dad's head. My dad was so smart to the point he was dumb. My dad was so smart to the point that he was dumb. Like, it was a lot of times my dad felt like he was the smartest in the room. But whole time he wasn't even smart enough to see what his energy was doing to an environment, to a family system. But he had a lot to say about everybody else. Like me, my brother, my mom, he had so much to say about us. But when it came to him, I guess he really felt like he did no wrong. I don't know. But it was definitely traumatizing growing up seeing him. And it was hurtful. It was so hurtful. Because I looked up to my brother. I loved my brother. I loved my brother so much. I got my brother's name tatted across my foot. I didn't get his first name. I had got his middle name because when they showed me how his first name was going to look, I didn't think it was long enough. I wanted something that was going to go across my whole foot, or at least almost that. So I had got his middle name. And so that's also my father's middle name. So I got my brother's middle name and my father's middle name tatted because it's the same name. I got that tattoo because I genuinely love my brother. And matter of fact, I think I actually have another tattoo that was dedicated to him. But, child, I ain't finna go do my tattoos right now. But that's how much I love my brother. Like, if I try to get on here and try to say I never loved my brother, I always had, that would be a lie. And I would hope somebody called me out for that lie, because at one point I loved my brother so much. I did. And I know it was times I was not perfect. It was times where I felt like I probably should have been there for my brother. It was times where my brother told me some private information, and I think that I kind of looked at him like, what, bro? Like, that's what you're on, bro? Like, kind of judging him. But I was young too, though. I probably was like 15, 16, 17, and I was still under the household of my parents. So all of that ignorance that they was spewing was also in my brain too back then. And it's like, I apologize to my brother for anything that I may have done to him that he ain't like, or like stuck with him or whatever. Cause I'm sorry he went through that. I'm sorry he had to experience something like that from his own father. How does a father pray for a son? Come on, somebody. Nah, but you get it though. How does a father pray for a son, and then when the son gets here, you act like you hate your son? You act like you want to see your son fail. You act like you want to see your son down. You put your hands on your son. You accusing your son to want to be like you, but you want to be just like your son. And instead of you come to him and you tell him, like, hey, I see something in you that I never saw in myself. Or, hey, I see something in you. You could be the president or whatever. You know what I'm saying? They used to hype my brother up, but it was because they seen my brother, like my mama and my dad seen my brother as like a meal ticket. Because ever since my brother was younger, I want to be a lawyer. I'm going to be a lawyer. I'm going to school, I ain't had no dreams like that. At one point, I did want to be a veterinarian, but when I found out I was allergic to animals, I couldn't do that. Around 16, 17, I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life for real. My brother knew exactly what he wanted to do. He had a plan. So, and me and my brother's dynamic, my brother was looked at more as like the golden child. Now, if you want to research this is actual therapeutic terms and stuff used in narcissistic family dynamics. So if you want to research the role that the golden child plays compared to the role of the scapegoat, you definitely can. You're going to learn so much. You might even receive revelation on your own upbringing, because I know I did. So it was a lot of times my parents would hype my brother up, but it wasn't because they just wanted my brother to make it, period. They wanted my brother to make it so he could come back and share his wealth and his money with them. So that's why they would be quick to hype him up. But it was so funny because in that same breath, they would put me down. So a lot of times when they would lift him up, it's like they were trying to throw shots at me, especially my mom. Like when me, my mom, my brother started living together, my mom would show fake favoritism to my brother to try to make me feel bad about myself or to try to make me feel less than. Now that I'm older, I realized all that was just projection. I was mad at my mom for a long time, which I still am kind of salty, I ain't gonna lie. But at the same time, I realized all those tactics and all that stuff she tried to do with me, that's how she felt about herself. So all she could do was project her unworthiness onto me. She felt unworthy. She felt not good enough. She felt incapable. So she kept trying to project that on me. But I'm worthy. I'm good enough. I am capable. But yeah, like, I can't think of no time where me and my brother, like, growing up, ever had a time where we just like, bro, I ain't gonna talk to you. Like, we just stopped talking for like, 2 weeks, a month, a year. Nah, it's never been that. Like, me and my brother, for the most part, have always been close. Me and my brother wouldn't talk when my dad would put me out. So while we was all still living together, my dad would, like, keep me out. My brother, I wouldn't hear from him. And, like, of course, when I come back, like, we would talk again. I never asked him. I never questioned, like, hey, why I ain't heard from you? I honestly ain't even noticed. I didn't notice until, like, I became an adult. And, like, I just started thinking about everything from an adult standpoint. And then that's when I realized, yeah, like, that is kind of weird, because I know if it was me, knowing me, honestly, I was the type, if I love you, then I love you. If I'm loyal to you, I'm loyal to you. So I probably would have got fed up. I probably would have been like, come on, bro. Like, we probably would have lived together. Like, we would have figured something out. But if it was the other way around, like, my brother was the type to be getting kicked out above everybody, especially if I was like an older sibling, I probably would have left with my younger sibling. But I never asked that of my brother. I feel like if someone were to do that, that would be something that they should come up with on their own. I don't think anybody should be like, oh, bro, like, if they're kicking me out, you should leave with me. Like, I never did that, you know? But I definitely felt like I would have done that for him. But yeah, like, so I said it was times that we would never, like, not talk, but those were the times, like, if I wasn't living with them or my dad kicked me out, I wouldn't really hear from him. Now, when we got older, my brother went to college. My brother kind of stopped answering for everybody, but I respect that, though. I respect that because I know how it is. I know how it is when you finally get away from the nest and you get to be on your own. You low-key start to realize, like, dang, my parents really did teach me a lot, but I'm going to figure it out. And then as the calls start coming in from those said family members, it's like, yeah, nah, I'm not going to talk to you. Like, you be having so much going on. So I didn't take that as something weird when my brother kind of went to college and, like, more so kind of disconnected. I definitely felt like he needed that time for himself, so I love that he did that. Now, my parents, on the other half, they didn't like that. My dad did not like that. Y'all heard who I just said ain't like that the most, for real? My dad. My dad felt some type of way, and I remember at times I'd be home before they kicked me out, because my dad, when my brother had left, they had ended up kicking me out shortly after that. They made me move somewhere with somebody in Charlotte, child, and I was up there for almost a year, too. I was gone for a little minute until I think my brother ended up coming back. Now, I remember vividly how my dad, he would say, yeah, because CJ don't call us. He don't care. He go up to college. Sir, I wouldn't talk to you neither. The school counselor would have to come and give me $20 just to sit and talk to you. I wouldn't talk to you neither. And one thing I love about myself, even though my family members tried to gaslight me in the past, it was times where my brother came to me and cried about how my mom was treating me. But then when we both got in front of her, he tried to act like, oh, no, I didn't say that. Or, oh, like, he would not take my side the way he would take my side behind closed doors, right? I never do that to my brother. And that's why I love that I'm making this video, because even though my brother invalidated what I was going through, I will never invalidate what he went through. And I will always apologize to him because I love him. I may not ever talk to him again, but I love my family. I love my brother. I love them because they got me to where I am right today. They got me to where I am today, and I'm so fucking happy. It feels good to wake up and your own. It feels good to not have to answer to no family, no parents, no nothing. I wake up and I'm myself. Look what I painted. So I would honestly be lying to you if I just told you I hated my brother. I hated the way he moved with me. I did. But the more I thought about it, he only hurt himself. So it would kind of be wrong for me to... I just want to say this too, right? Sometimes, and I'm not saying, like, I don't want to put no words in nobody's mouth. I'm not saying this specifically about my brother. But sometimes people will hate you more than they love themselves. They will hate you more than they love themselves. And when I say that, people will make things harder for themselves just to feel like they spiting you, or just to feel like they got one up on you, or they don't need you. Sometimes people are willing to work harder in life. Sometimes people are willing to pick up another load just so they can feel like they're making you feel some type of way. Now, that's just my opinion on the situation. I'm not saying that's exactly what it was giving. That's what it was giving to me, though. It was given that my brother wanted to spite me, or he wanted to feel like he had, like, a leg up, or how you say it, like one up, 5 steps ahead, whatever. He wanted to feel like that. And by him wanting to feel like that, he agreed to my mom putting me out, and I had to struggle for a long time to get to where I am today. And it's like, just to look back on all that, he knew that my mama was the type to need money, to take money. My mama was taking money from us when we was teenagers and while my brother was in college. So by him knowing that, and him knowing that my mom asked me for a certain amount every month, and that, like, I also help contribute to the home, that would have been the last thing that I would have thought to agree on, because all I would have thought about was like, nah, because I would have to pick up that person's load. Like, the person that you were saying that you want to put out, I would have to pick up their load, and why would I want to do that? So the fact that my brother made that decision, I just really felt like in the end, it really only hurted him, because now I don't need none of them no more. He'll kind of be mad at that. Now, that's enough for me never to talk to him again now. That I let that use, you know what I'm saying? I use that as like a burnt bridge. Like when my brother teamed up with my mom and agreed for her to put me out because me and my mom's relationship, as if I pushed my mom out my coochie. How would I? Think about it, in that dynamic, if me and my mom both don't have a good relationship, and my mom is the one with the crib, and y'all say to respond to us not having a good relationship, I got to leave, and y'all know I had nowhere to go and that I would be homeless, that sounds like the daughter and the child in the situation is the only one suffering due to the mother and daughter relationship not being well. Everyone knows that the parent is the one that is the main leader of that relationship, because they are the adult and they have way more life experience. And also, not to mention, I came out of my mother's vagina. So if anyone should have been being a bigger person, if anyone should have been, like, you know, trying to really hash it out and talk things out, it would have been my mom. And she never wanted to do that. I honestly think the way my dad felt about my brother, my mom felt about me. But it's like I said, I'm not going to treat people the way I was treated. I'm not going to try to act like I didn't see the behavior going on between my dad and my brother and in the household. Just because they did that to me, I shall not do that. I'm going to tell the motherfucking truth. Excuse my language. I'm going to tell the truth. I don't care. Ain't nobody going to shut me up. Ain't nobody going to shut me up. The best you could do is pray. That's it. Just pray. Because you can't beat me. Yeah, I'm going to tell the truth. I'm going to be honest, and I'm going to say what I saw. And you know what? Like I said, that was unforgivable for my brother to do what he did. And I know you probably like, you feel me? And then the way things just went about, one time my brother told me he hated me. The first time my mama put me out, I was gone. I was gone for some months. Boom, fell on hard times. My mama found me on the side of the road with all my stuff. I was begging my mom. I was like, Ma. I was on the phone screaming and yelling. I was about to kill myself, actually. But one rule I had before I try to kill myself is that I was going to try to call somebody. And if the person don't pick up, then I can do it. But if they do, then I'm safe. So my mama had picked up, right? My mama came and got me. I think she had to go to work. I had gotten a call with my brother. I swear to God, if I'm lying, I'm fine. And I know he probably gonna, I don't know, my brother genuinely forgot this because he the type, he'll try to say I'm lying too. He just like my mama and my daddy now. I'm not lying. My brother, when I got in that car, my brother told me he hated me. Now, he didn't say it in like an aggressive, like, I hate you. But he just was like, when I got in the car, he was acting like, he was like, oh, this again. Like, we got to take care of her again. Like the way my family would treat me when they would pick me up from being homeless after they kicked me out with nowhere to go, they would try to act like I'm a junkie. You know how people may have a junkie family member that occasionally always calls and asks them for money, for drugs? That's how they would treat me. Or they'll treat me like, oh, she need a place again. Like, oh, she needs somewhere to go again. I needed a place to go when y'all kicked me out that night. And it was dark. I needed a place to go since then. So to come and pick me up months later, y'all should be proud of me because I stuck it out in the paint for 3, 4, 5 months, my nigga. Y'all so focused on one random day I'm calling begging because I need help. Y'all not even, it went right over y'all head that y'all literally put me out with nowhere to go. I understand if I was able to live with my mom in her apartment and stack my money to get my own place and she helped me move in, she bought me furniture and da-da-da. My mama ain't do none of that. None of that. So for them to for me to call them, for them to, especially like my brother, for him to say for what out his mouth that he hated me. Sir, for what? You got to stay with mine. You ain't even had to go. Like, my brother used to piss me off, and I think he used to act like that because he felt guilty. I think internally he felt guilty, but my brother, his pride is very big. I think since my brother kind of developed a certain level of hatred towards my dad, you can't hate your parents. If you hate your parents, you're going to become just like him. I try to tell my brother this. He ain't listen to me, but he gonna learn. He gonna see. When you sit up and you hate your parents, you will become just like them. But if you forgive them and you have grace for them, not saying you can't tell your story, I'm not saying that at all. Not saying you have to talk about them like they were the best parents in the world. I'm not saying that. But if you're going around somewhere talking about you hate your mom, you hate your dad, you hate this, you hate that, you're going to become just like that stuff you're saying you hate. When you hate somebody, that's like you drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. That's why I don't go around saying I hate my family. They have me effed up real bad, but I don't hate them. And I don't have no reason to hate them. Now, if I was in a predicament where I was never able to get my own and I was still going through what I was going through and da-da-da-da-da, then yeah, I probably would feel hatred towards them. They didn't win. Whatever they were trying to do to go up against me, it did not prosper. Literally. Like, I want to show y'all my crib so bad, but I'm not doing that. I'm not showing nobody where I live at. No. I'm telling you, none of those weapons they tried to form against me prospered. And they probably was looking back like, how she do it? How she do it? Y'all, it was literally God. I'm not gonna lie, it was God. Like, I'm not even finna sit up here and try to act like I knew what I was doing and I'm all big and bad and I'm so smart. I am all those things. I'm very smart. But it was really God. God literally led the way because God seen what was going on. If I had just the same, if I had negative intentions towards my family members, the way I feel like they had towards me, all of those weapons that they inflicted against me would have prospered. All of that stuff that they try to do to me would have worked. But the fact that I genuinely love my mom, I genuinely love my dad, I genuinely love my brother, none of those weapons that formed against me prospered. Because God don't like stuff like that. When God sees that, because God sees our heart. And it's so funny because my mom and my dad, they'll act like they believe in God so much, but they will literally do stuff behind closed doors. They'll literally have these secret feelings, secret animosity. And they won't think that God sees them. God sees you. God sees all of that. So how you swear you believe in God, but you willing to try to go against your own child and you thought that was going to work in your favor? I love how God is working in this season, because God himself is showing you that God is real. For real. I kid you not. Ain't no way they said they believe in God and they went against me the way they did. But now that they see where I'm at and they see what I'm doing, they probably believe in God more now. They do. They probably do. Because God would have never allowed that to happen. God knew. Honestly, they could say whatever they want about me. I'm used to it. I'm used to my family trying to make me out to be like this. Oh, she's not who she says she is. She's this. She's that. She don't love nobody but herself. I'm used to my family speaking on me in certain ways that don't align with my true spirit. But one thing, God knew who I was. They could say whatever they want about me. God knew how much I loved them. God seen me cry for them at night. God seen the prayers that I sent up for them, my mama and my daddy and my brother. God knew how much I genuinely cared about the people in my life. God knew that I would have taken a bullet for the people that would have been holding the gun. God knew that, and that's why I'm right here in my own place. This is why I don't have to work. I don't have to go hard, because I already went through the dark night of the soul. I already hustled. My family already paved that way through the stuff they inflicted on me. I done did the work I needed to do, and now I can relax and I can focus on my own dreams and I can bring them in a manifestation. God is so real, but God, I don't think y'all idea of God is real. If y'all God don't never hold y'all accountable, that's not God. Telling you, if you out here doing underhanded stuff or doing stuff behind closed doors, like how my mom used to say all the time, what's done in the dark comes to light. She never would have thought she was speaking that over herself. All that stuff she did in the dark is on the light on my YouTube channel. Y'all go check it out. I'm telling you, my mom used to say that to me all the time. Yeah, because what's done in the dark come to light. Oh, while she's sitting back being hateful and just mean and nasty, hating her own daughter, her own child. But you steady telling me what's done in dark come to light. Okay, everybody's going to know how you felt about your kids. Yeah, they're going to know. Everybody's going to know what you did behind closed doors on trying to go against your own kid. It's people, I'm going to say this and I'm going to be done. I'm going to say this and I'm going to be done. It's people out here who pray for their family members every day. It's people out here that got a family member on the street right now. This could be a cousin. This could be a father figure. This could be a mother figure. This could be a sibling. Somebody got a family member out here on the streets right now, homeless, living in tents, living outside, on drugs, toe down, mental gone. It's somebody out here with a family member just like that, and they pray for that family member every day to get off them streets. So for my family to intentionally try to put me in that position of someone that was outside or living on the streets or never having their own home or being strung out on drugs, because that was another narrative they love to push, baby. I only smoke weed to this day. I don't even drink no more. Well, I'm happy, y'all. But I don't even drink no more. I still smoke weed, though. I don't care. They're not going to make me feel ashamed about that. So, drugs, nah. That's a dead mission. They kept trying to push that narrative on me. One day, they just knew they was going to look up. And I was, like I said, I was going to be in that predicament of being homeless, struck out on drugs, all kinds of stuff. They wanted that to be me so fucking bad. And there's people out here praying for deliverance over their family member to be released from that. And my family wanted that for me. That was the only way they was going to be able to sleep at night. That was the only way that they was going to be comfortable and finally feel good about themselves, was that they were to see me down. I had friends around me. The only time when they were happy, when they were in an upbeat mood and they were motivated is when I was homeless, when I didn't have anything. Soon as I start getting on my feet, now it's like we switched positions. It's like before I was walking around like, dang, I got to figure out stuff, da, da, da. Now they in there. But you was just happy when I was going through it. What happened? Ain't nothing changed. Your life still the same way it was when I went into the shelter or before that. So what happened? Now that I got my own place and I'm walking around with my head held high, now all of a sudden you need help. And yeah, okay. Because a lot of people was happy when I ain't had nowhere to go. A lot of people was happy. So I hope that y'all enjoyed that season. I hope y'all enjoyed my season or whatever I had to go through to get to where I am today. Unfortunately, that will never happen again. So I hope y'all enjoyed it. I hope y'all got to call whoever y'all want to call to tell them the tea, and to tell my business and to talk about my past. Clock that. I love that for y'all. I love that for y'all. So I hope y'all enjoyed that, and I hope y'all are able to play that back in y'all head whenever y'all need a picker-upper, whenever y'all need to be picked up in life. I hope y'all are able to play back that memory in y'all head of when I didn't have nothing. Y'all felt like y'all had everything. So, yeah. I love that for my family. But that is sad, though. That is sad. And I feel for the people with family members that just ended up like that. But for my family to try to orchestrate that, they had to have known the devil is a lie. Because like I said, it was probably people in my mama family, the way they was treating her, that wanted her to end up like that, and she didn't. My mama got married. She got married. She had kids. She had a family. Now, what she decided to do with her kids and with her family, that was on her. But she did. Eventually, she did get those things. Now, I don't know how she gonna end up now, because even though those people weapons didn't form against her, she got to deal with the weapons she formed against herself. Because every time my family tried to hurt me, they only was hurting themselves. Every time, especially my mama. Like, I feel like I seen this so deep with my mom, because it was like I would actively see my mama trying to be petty towards me. Like, she'll do like a little smirk. Sometimes she'll be in a bad mood. She'll be mad, and she'll come around me and she'll like rage bait me, or she will try to get a reaction. As soon as I'm in a terrible mood, she happy again. On to the next. So, like, I don't know. Like, I hope she do some soul searching and stuff, because I'm telling you, all that pain she tried to inflict on me, she's just going to get all that back. And like I said, my biggest thing is, like, the homelessness thing. Like, them working against me, trying to, like, make it out to where I had to beg them for a place to go. And it's like, my mom, when she kicked me out that first time, my mama sold my stuff. My mama threw my stuff away and sold whatever she could. I came back to like an almost empty room. They had got rid of my stuff. They got rid of my bed, all kinds of stuff. My mama had my Chromebook. I got a touchscreen Chromebook. It's actually over there. She took it. She had it in her closet, and I made sure I took it the last time that I had was living with her. They took my stuff. My mama had took my mirror. I had made this beautiful custom-made mirror with roses and sunflowers on. My mama took that and had it in her living room. After she had put me out, knowing I had nowhere to go, knowing that in her mind, I ain't had the knowledge to even try to figure out how to get my own. That's how they did me. My brother took the painting that I had on my wall, put on his wall. After y'all put me out. Ain't that crazy? That's like on some psycho type stuff. That's like on some legit psycho type stuff. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I feel like my family really had like a deep hatred for me. And it's like, they probably knew. Because, like, they say if your family will go against you like that, your family will want you strung out on drugs, homeless, mental messed up, because they don't never want you to tell the truth. They don't never want you to tell the stuff that you experience with these people. Narcissists never want to be exposed. So I don't know if my mom and my dad, whoever did all that, because they felt like I wasn't going to expose them. But honestly, them doing all that gave me the fuel to expose them. If they would have stopped at them putting me out, like, my dad probably never would have put everybody out, or if my mama never would have kept putting me out, I probably never would have, like, felt the need to have to expose them, because they would have still been in my life. And I'm not going to make a video about you and I'm living with you. I'm not going to make a video about you and I go see you almost every day, or I still love you, or I still got a relationship with you. I'm not going to make a video about you because I'll be scared you're going to see it. But they kept putting me out. They kept being mean. My mama kept enforcing that she loved her son and she got a special bond with her son because that's her firstborn and she don't really fool with me like that. They kept enforcing that to the point where they gave me no choice but to go about myself and to expose them. Duh. I wasn't even going to expose you. But when you started putting me out as an adult, I was like, I'm definitely about to expose you. Duh. Especially you got on the phone and told my family members my business. Then you told them lies. It was bad enough you told them my business, but then you had to lie. The truth was already bad enough. But they know if they told the truth, they was going to look bad. Yeah. So they gave me no choice but to come on here and really tell all the tea and spill all the tea. And I'm going to be spilling all the tea all 2026. I don't care. Y'all don't got no loyalty. And that's why I told my daddy that my mama cheated on him with a Mexican man. But it was other men too. Like my mama would talk to African men and stuff. Like she would just talk. My mom was very male centered. And yeah, that's going to be my next video. But I hope y'all enjoyed this video. I hope this video has been healing. If you don't went through some of the similar stuff that I went through, I pray for you. Let's pray together. Let's pray for each other. Go ahead. Go ahead and hit that like, comment, and subscribe. And I'm going to see you in my next video.